Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. We're here, we're back at it again, and we're going to get on into it. But before we do, as always, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. You know, I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. With that being said, here's a quick word about our sponsor. The Oolong Passion Tea. A uniquely fruity blend of oolong, passion fruit, blood orange, lemongrass, and coconut. Delicately sweet and refreshing, with a creative quality to it. The Brothers Apothecary. Fine teas and remedies. All right, thanks for watching. Again, shout out Brothers Apothecary. Make sure to click the link below. Go get some. With that being said, let's go ahead and get on into it. Here is today's guest.
What's going on, guys? It's 98 Prynce.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. Why don't you tell us a little bit about where you're from and what you do?
Well, I'm from Connecticut.
Okay.
I moved out to the West Coast in about 2017.
Oh, exciting. What brought you out here?
The music career.
Okay.
My family ended up getting a job promotion, so that was just my to get my jump start to come out here. I ended up working with them for a little bit, and then I just started focusing on the music the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And what style of music do you do primarily?
I call it trap and being hip hop.
Okay.
Yep. I invented my own style with it.
Okay.
Yep.
Can you explain the narrative of that?
So the trap and B, I took trap, mixed it with R&B, so it comes from R&B.
Mm-hmm.
It's trap and B. And then hip hop would be like hip hop, but just with pop added to it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hell yeah, I dig that.
Yeah.
And then when did you get started with music initially?
I've been rapping and real into music my whole life, but I really started toning down and trying to make a career out of it in 2016, 17.
Okay. Okay. And when you were first getting into music, as somebody who wanted to create music, who were some of the artists that influenced you or you were listening to kind of get maybe not even inspiration, but just you were experiencing at that time?
Lil Wayne, A Boogie for sure.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah. And then this next question, this is one we ask early. It's one we ask often, and it's definitely a crowd favorite. What was the first album you ever bought with your own money?
It's also one of Lil Wayne's works. That was, I think it was the Carter 3.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah. Mine was the Carter 1.
Really?
Yeah. I guess just the Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I can still do the entire intro song from memory.
Yeah, Wayne had a big influence on my whole upbringing. I remember I wanted to wear those red skinny jeans too. I remember my mom, I begged her to get me a pair of red skinny jeans. Everybody in the middle school was like, he has on red jeans, trying to clown me. And I'm just like, nah, I'm going to rock this, you know?
Hey, I mean, it was good enough for Wayne.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And then what was the first live show you ever went to?
Let me think. I think it was the Black Eyed Peas. Yeah,
Okay.
It was the Black Eyed Peas. And a crazy story about that is that, you know, the band LMFAO that had the major pop hits back in the 2000s?
Yeah.
So before they got on, they opened up for the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, okay.
They were at the show I opened up for. I didn't even know who they were until years later.
Oh,
It
damn.
was just crazy to me that they opened up for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what a world.
Yeah, it was
I guess,
crazy.
you know, you would assume that anybody opening for the Black Eyed Peas, if they haven't exploded yet, they're about to.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's one of those windows where you're like, I should remember this group.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And then who do you have, just kind of to round out the foundation questions, get to know you a little better, do you have a defining moment where you decided music was the thing you wanted to do?
Yeah. So I was in college and my roommates were all from Harlem. So we're sitting in the dorm one day and they put on a Funk Flex freestyle. It was A Boogie and Don Q.
Mm-hmm.
And I just seen young talent, how hungry they were, the jewelry. And I'm just in college, broke as hell. I'm like, I need to get out of here. I'm not enjoying this. I don't want to do this college work just to be put into a 9-to-5 universe. That's not what I wanted to be in.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this interview with them rapping. I'm just like, this is hard. They're passionate about music. This is what they love. I'm like, I love music. I can make a name for myself doing music. So that's when I really took it seriously.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I knew I had the talent. So then I just put everything together behind the scenes and I moved out here and went to the first studio I found out here and just got to work.
Gotcha. Now let's go ahead and let's talk about you as the present day artist. Let's find out a little bit more about that. And we're just going to get the super easy one out of the way. How did you pick your name?
So I was born in 1998. That's where the 98 come from. And then the Prynce, my first PlayStation account, I had a PlayStation when I was in middle school. And the first name I made for it was Swag Prynce. That's what everybody used to call me back in middle school. So I just made the name Swag Prynce. So I took the swag off of that and just kept the Prynce. And I spelled it with a Y back in the day too.
Okay, so it's still on brand.
Prynce. Yeah, I just kept the 98 and the Prynce, put them together.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I could dig that.
Yeah.
And then as far as your writing process goes, as far as making music is concerned, we're going to dig into that a little bit, but we're going to kind of do it in chunks. And I want to start right at the beginning. When you get inspired, when you're like ready to make music, what are some of the things you do to get a song started?
So I really need the beat on. Definitely need the beat on. And if I'm not feeling the beat, I can't write to it at all. So I'm really selective with the producers I go to, because the producers I go to, we've already done multiple songs together. So it's like, if you make a beat that's my style, it's more easy for me to write on. But if it's something that I don't see myself helping on, I'm not going to be able to write or get creative on it at all. Mm-hmm. So I'll put the beat on and I'll just let it marinate, and I'll just hear the flows in my head. Like, it'll start coming to my head, the ideas. Mm-hmm. Then I'll turn that into paper. So I'll just write them down on my phone, on my notes, like the lyrics and the bars that I'll create from the flow. Mm-hmm. And that's just how I create a song.
Okay. Hell yeah.
It's basically a freestyle that I just keep freestyling until I have a whole piece of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I dig that. And then once you get a song made, like it's finished, it's ready to kind of go back and forth on, right, how long does it take you to get to the point where you're ready to perform it like confidently?
Definitely by the time it releases.
Okay.
Way before that. So if I write a song and I rap it, and I'm just rapping it to practice it probably takes me like 5 to 10 times, and I'll have it memorized.
Okay. And then do you usually wait to release a track before you'll perform it, or do you perform it for a while, get the crowd feel? How do you approach which one you do first?
I'll wait to see like how the reaction is to pick from the songs I perform.
Okay.
The songs I feel like and also on top of that, I'll perform the songs that I have the most connection with.
Gotcha. Okay. And then as far as like releasing music goes, this is something I've just kind of started wanting to picking brains on. Do you prefer like the releasing singles method? Are you open to the album concept? How do you decide that? Well,
my fans would tell you that I'm used to releasing singles because that's all I've ever released.
Yeah.
But I've been wanting to drop an album for some time now. It's just been about getting my best body of work together, getting my best material together for the album, which is what I'm on right now. I'm getting closer to that. Okay. I'm recording 5 more songs, and my album's going to be finished, my EP.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Well, that's exciting.
Yep.
And then looking back on the year, so we're going to go all the way back to the beginning of this year because, we're conveniently at the end of it. How has your process changed?
It's definitely been like a 180 this year. Like, this has been the year of new beginnings, it seems like. Mm-hmm. This year, a few milestones where I got the Lil Wayne show. I opened up for Lil Wayne at DDG in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, damn. That's exciting.
10,000 people. It was a sold-out stadium. So that was really exciting for me. And I also just signed to Empire a few days ago.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so that's
huge.
That's a good way to end the year.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Empire and Stacking Up Entertainment. Shout out to them.
Yeah, hell yeah. How did you go about getting onto the Lil Wayne show, if I can ask? Like, I'm sure that's something that like people would be curious of. Did you was it presented to you? Did you work towards it without giving too much away? Can you kind of share how that came to be?
Yeah, so there was actually a guy that reached out to Sonny and I. His name is Free Agents. Mm-hmm. Free Agents PDX. He's a really known person out here, and he does a lot for the artists in Portland. He actually got me and Sonny on the show.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to be on the show, Free Agents, let's do that. Hell yeah. All right. And then, now that we've kind of talked about the general process of things, let's look inwards a little bit. What do you enjoy about your sound?
I enjoy how authentic it's became. Mm-hmm. Before, I was trying to force like a lyrical sound because that's what I thought I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. But I realized, because I used to listen to a lot of lyrical music, but then I realized that my passion is making more melodic music.
Gotcha.
So more melodic or mixed with rap. So that's where it gets the trap and V.
Okay.
It's singing and a little bit of rapping. So
yeah.
I like that about the music. It's definitely a lot more authentic now. And I feel like the sound has been polished and fine-tuned to where I want it to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you notice the shift right away in like crowd response and things like that when you started moving towards that, or did it take your audience a little while to adjust to the change?
Yeah, so I noticed everybody's reaction as soon as I would start showing them my new music, their response would be completely different. So instead of like maybe 5 out of 10 people liking it, it would be 10 out of 10. Or instead of me getting an 8 or a 7 or 8 out of 10 on the song rating, I'd be getting a 9.5, 10 rating on the song.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And then this will kind of wrap up you as the focused artist. But this is definitely like the densest question that we'll have. We talk a lot about the things that, happen in music, the experiences and all that. But what is it about the music that gives back to you? What is what's the self-fulfilling part of it?
It's like an artist. I always tell everybody this the same way. It's like an artist that paints a picture and puts it in a museum, The reaction of everybody walking past that painting, telling you what they think about it, and it's just the reaction of the world on your art. I just love hearing people talk about my music, whether it's not the whole world, whether it's not everybody, whether I have 1 million followers or 6,000. I still have a lot of people telling me, DMing me, talking to me on PlayStation about my music, and I inspire them, and they tell me how much they like it, and I'm just putting it out there for them. I'm doing this and then hearing my own music, that's my own therapy too. So that's why I do it.
Oh yeah. I appreciate that you have this like strong acknowledgement of audience response, the listener experience, but you still emphasize that your music heals you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's an important thing to distinguish, because the argument on whether or not you should make music for yourself or other people isn't true. It should be both. You know what I mean? So I think that acknowledgement is a really strong approach.
Right.
So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
But all right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into some hypothetical questions.
All right.
And they're all made up. They're all sky's the limits. There are no wrong answers. And for this first one, if you could work with anybody, the only requirement is they have to be alive. It doesn't have to be another artist or producer. It could be anybody. Who would you want to work with, and how would you want to work with them?
Probably Drake.
Okay. And why would you want to work with Drake? Or how, I guess.
How I would, I definitely want to do a music video, a song, but then do a music video.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I feel like that would be fire.
Oh, yeah. Would you want it to be like your track that Drake was on? Would you want Drake to be like, would you want to be on a Drake track? Like,
probably get on a Drake track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then if you could perform, oh, no, I'm sorry. I skipped one. And then subsequently, if you could perform with any local artist that you're currently aware of and maybe haven't gotten to connect with, who would you want to work with?
There's a lot of local talent. It's just hard to answer that question. There's an up and coming artist. I'm trying to think of his name. Sonny mentioned him to me. Can't think of his name right now though.
That's all right. Message me if you remember it after, and we'll put it at the bottom of this.
All right, bet.
Yeah. And then now for this next one. If you could perform anywhere in the world, and you wouldn't have to worry about crowd access, building stability, power, guaranteed best show, guaranteed best everything, where would you want it to be? And it doesn't have to be a venue.
Eiffel Tower.
Okay.
Eiffel Tower.
Okay. And would you want to do it like on the base, at the top, in the middle, like just all over it?
Probably in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I say that because that's the place I love, and I want everybody to be united and have love through my music. So, that's the best way to get that message across.
Hell yeah. I love that. And then if you could get one more album from anybody, like they could be alive, they could be dead, they could have never made music, they could have just put out an album yesterday, but if you can get one more album from anybody right now, who would you want an album from?
Probably NBA Youngboy.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start wrapping this up. Why don't you tell us what you have coming up in the future? What can we look forward to in, like, let's say the first third of 2023 or
so
24?
Look forward for 2024. Look up for Been Through It. That's my single song dropping under Empire. It's coming soon. The cover art's already on my Instagram. If you want to go support that, it's 98 Prynce, Prynce. We got music videos coming. We got a lot coming this year. The EP, Toxic Love with Sunny, 555 Sunny. Look out for that. really excited for that.
Hell yeah. Well,
And
the next thing I was going to ask is how everybody can find you, but you already plugged yourself.
Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, 98 Prynce, Spotify, Apple Music, all that.
Hell yeah. And then any other plugs, any other shout outs, anybody else you'd like to put while you're on here?
Shout out Unique, shout out 555 Sunny, shout out 64 Boy, shout out Empire, and shout out Stacking Up Entertainment.
Hell yeah. All right, now we've got one last question to go. But before we do, I'm going to steal the camera for just a second. As always, y'all, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. You know, I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. And one more shout out to the Brothers Apothecary. Make sure to click the link below and go get some. With that being said, the final question. And this is entirely up to your interpretation.
All right.
But what is an album that you feel is more on the obscure side, but is one you think everybody should know?
Any album out there?
Yeah.
Something by, if you've heard of MF Doom, then you've heard of Mr. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So something by Mr. Fantastic.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Look into Mr. Fantastic.
Hell yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and get up on out of here. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Hell yeah. This has been another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. I'm Jimmy.
And this is Prynce.
And we're signing off. Later, y'all.
That's a wrap.
This is not a podcast. This is a show.
Keep jamming.